KPIs stand for key performance indicators. Whenever we try to run an advertisement or create a funnel, we set some standards that our funnels and ads need to meet for us to be able to understand if they are performing well. Like how many calls are getting booked from this particular funnel, how many of the calls booked are actually showing up for the appointments, and how many show ups are actually getting closed. But you see, if you're making anywhere between $5,000 to $30,000 a month and you're looking to scale it to six figures, then you do not need to have a lot of data, or you do not need to try to work towards meeting KPIs. The truth is that the KPIs depend on so many different factors that I cannot even put them all in one video. For instance, if you're sending people who know you to a scheduling page, the conversions will be way higher than when you send people who do not know you to the same page, right? Now, which ad message is performing the best? Which of the headlines in the funnel are performing better for the target audience that we are connecting to, right? There are so many different things. So in this video, I will be talking about the one thing you need to focus on instead of KPIs that will take you to six-figure months way faster than spending time in figuring out the KPIs. Okay, so make sure you watch till the end to really take the lesson home. You see, almost 2 years ago, I met this friend online, right? And he was a copywriter back then. We connected once, but then he got busy, I got busy, and life went on, right? So on July 1st, 2024, he made a post on Instagram saying he made close to $400,000 in the past 6 months. And he was at a very bad spot with negative $200 in his bank before that. I mean, in December 2023. So I was really intrigued by this, right? I followed along and I definitely congratulated him, of course, right? Then he made a post sharing his story about how he made it happen. So, like the entire process. Now, at the time, here's how it goes, right? At the time, he was working with a business coach who was very, very, very well known in the industry. What he did was he connected with some big podcasters who had hundreds and thousands of followers on their podcasts and listeners, right? And he went on to them and he said, hey, this famous person, I have this famous person I want to book inside of your podcast. I would love to have them on your podcast if you would want to have them. And the hosts knew who this famous person was because, of course, he was famous. So guess what they said? Yes, right? What he did then was he then approached the coach that he was working with at the time, and he said, hey coach, I have already booked you on this big podcast, would you like to just come up and speak? Since this was a big podcast with a lot of attention, guess what the coach said? Yes. That is how he started making connections with the big names in the podcast industry, made a lot of good relationships, and he would randomly book more of his coaches' connections who were great at doing business on these big podcasts. Eventually, he collected case studies from all these big names of his coaches' connections, and now at this moment when I'm making this video, he's charging more than $15,000 to book entrepreneurs in the top 1 to 5% podcasts. You see, at this point, he's making well over $150,000 a month without marketing online, and all or most of it through word of mouth. You would ask, Muzz, what is the point? You see, he didn't worry about meeting KPIs to make it to six figures. Now, at this moment, he's starting to run ads to his coaching program because his goal is to hit $1 million a month, right? Now he needs the KPIs and the complex stuff. But in order to reach the $100,000 month mark, all you need is this one thing that he got as well, which is getting results first. So he got results before charging any money or providing any coaching or service to any of his clients. The moment you start obsessing over your clients' results, they will do the marketing for you rather than you having to do the marketing for yourself, right? Eventually, you have to get so good at getting the results that if someone works with you, they know they are going to get to the result faster than they would alone, right? That is the power of getting results, mastering results first. And here's how you can do this, do the exact process, like make it happen today itself. Okay, so pay close attention. Now, what you need to do is announce a 5-day challenge on your social media today itself. Okay, if you do not know what a 5-day challenge is, a 5-day challenge is a virtual event where you bring people in a Zoom room and you teach them on one topic each day for an hour for 5 days. You dedicate another hour for Q&A sessions to be able to answer questions, answer people's questions that they have for that particular day. At the end of these 5 days, you soft pitch an offer to only those people who are interested in working with you beyond the 5 days and not everyone else. So rather than making or pitching a very high premium value offer, think about creating a cohort of a small group of people to test your offer with first. Okay, be absolutely honest about it and say that you are willing to work very closely with only 5 people in this particular cohort to 100% make sure that you get them to the results, right? So you pitch the cohort at just $5,000, for instance, without like charging like $25,000 upfront, right? Now you get 5 sales from your first challenge, and that's 25K. Now work with them, get them the results, and when it works, raise your prices in the next challenge next month to $10,000. Again, restrict the cohort to just 5 people the next time as well, yet you make $50,000 from it. Get these people to the results again. When you get it, when you get them to the results, raise your prices to $20,000 right now. You keep the cohort to again 5 people only, and just because you made some money, focus on marketing and filling up the challenge with hundreds and hundreds of people. Now, when you get a lot of people in a room, when you charge high ticket, it only makes sense, right? You see, even if 5 people buy out of those 100 people inside of your challenge, that is $100,000 in your next challenge on the third or fourth month, right? That is how easy it is to scale your coaching program to $100,000 with just one thing, which is results. More results you get, the higher you can charge for it as the program increases in value. So let me ask you this: what is stopping you from getting your prospects results first when that is the first thing you should be focusing on anyways?